Hello, my name is Poppy and I'm a speech and language therapist working with Evelina London Children's Community Speech and Language Therapy team. Welcome to another School Talk video. Today I'm going to be showing you how we can use games to support children and young people who might have difficulties with attention. Today's video is probably going to be useful for children who are in the later stages of Key Stage 2, so sort of year 5 up until secondary age really, so year 5 all the way up until year 11. There might be videos for other age groups, so if the child or young person that you're working with isn't in that age range, then have a look at our other videos or just keep checking back on the page because we make videos from early years all the way up until further education. So today, as usual, if you've seen any of our videos before, we always try to use a visual timetable. This is my visual timetable for today. So we have got 4 sections, and this is just a very simple one. I've literally just written out what we're doing, but you could also draw pictures if you wanted to draw pictures. You can make it really colourful, you can just do it with pen, it's completely up to you. So the first thing that we were doing today is our hello and introduction, which we have done, so I can cross that off of our visual timetable. So now that that is crossed off, the next thing we're going to be doing is our activity for today. So just to give a little bit of context to our activity, processing verbal instructions and information requires quite a lot of attention skills. This means that children who might have real difficulties with attention can really struggle to process and understand the information that we're giving to them. And that can have a massive impact in the classroom, in daily life, conversations with friends or family members. You might find that children and young people with attention difficulties struggle to pick out the key information, listen to the information that's being given to them, and also remember what's been said as well. So the activity that we're going to do today is based around helping children with that kind of profile and those kinds of needs. So our activity is going to be a really easy game that you can play at home or at school. You've probably heard of this game before in some kind of shape or form. Today I'm going to be calling it the shopping game, but yeah, you might have seen this in other ways as well. You can play this game with 2 or more people, and it's really simple. You don't need anything really to do it either, maybe in pen and paper, which I'll explain later. So to start the game, the first person says, I went shopping and I brought some milk. And then the next person must then repeat that phrase and add something onto the shopping list. So the next person would then say, I went shopping and I bought some milk and some bread. And then the other person would say, I went shopping, I bought some milk, some bread and some pasta, and so on and so forth. So you keep adding to that list until it's super long and really difficult for everybody to remember. And the idea behind it is that everyone in the game has to really be tuned in and listening to all of the other players, whether that's 1 other person or 5 other people. It really encourages kind of really trying to tune in and really listening out for that keyword, which is whatever is on the shopping list. So obviously, as the game gets longer and the list gets longer, this game does become a little bit more about memory. Which is great, and memory skills are really important to support. But if we are trying to use this game to support attention and listening skills, what we might want to do is just change it a little bit. So as the list gets longer, we might want to encourage players to either write down what they're hearing, so what's on our list, so write it down, or if they're a bit more creative or they like drawing, they can draw the things that they're hearing on the list. It's completely up to the child or young person and whatever they prefer, but it really just takes the memory aspect out of it and really focuses on the fact that they really need to listen to what is on our list and what the other players are saying. So that is our activity for today. You can also play it or might have seen it even with lists of things that you might pack to go on holiday. So it can start with, I went on holiday and in my suitcase I packed, and then you do the same thing. So you can also play it like that as well. Okay, so that is our very speedy activity for today finished. So I can cross that one off of my list. So activity is finished. Next is our top tip of the week. So my top tip of the week is to really model and demonstrate to a child or young person saying phrases like, I don't understand, or can you say that again? And to do that in everyday life. Sometimes we all struggle to pay attention to something someone is saying, or we forget something that someone said, or we're just not listening, and that's okay. And it's great to show young people who struggle with attention skills that this can happen to everybody, and that it's okay to recognise when this has happened, and ask for help, ask for somebody to repeat something, and actually by modelling those phrases to them, we're showing them how they can do that. So that would be my top tip of the week. So our top tip is finished. I'm crossing that off my list. So we have finished 3 of our things to do today. The last thing on my visual timetable is just a quick summary and goodbye. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and that you will try out this game or a version of this game with children and young people to support their attention skills, and use some of the adaptations that I showed you as well to really make it about attention and listening. I'd also really encourage you to have a go at using a visual timetable with children and young people that you're working with. As I said before, it doesn't have to be complicated, and it can really be as simple as, you know, just pen and paper. You don't need anything extra. If you have any questions or queries, please have a look at the information on our website, as you might find some of the questions that you have are answered on there, particularly in the advice and support section. Our website address is www.evelina.nhs.uk/community speech and language, and can also be found on this Facebook page as well. If you can't find an answer to your question, that's okay. You can email us and someone will get back to you. The email address you'll need is gst-tr.contacts.slt@nhs.net. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be posting another video next week, and you can rewatch this video at any point. I'd encourage you to have a look at the other school talk videos we have on this page, and see if there's any others that you might like to try out.